Alrighty, it is Tuesday, but I have to go back to Monday really quick. So after record audio, I went back on. I unloaded the phone, and then I colored until 5. We ate dinner. We watched a whole bunch of stuff together up until 6:40. I was ready to go to bed by then, but Monica wanted to make chicken first, so she absolutely had to. She didn't really have much of a choice. So while the chicken was cooking, we just wandered around the living room. And then once it was done, she put everything away, went to bed at 8. I tried to wake up at 11:30, but I woke up at 1:30. I resumed work on the pages. I almost forgot to edit the audio because I wasn't working on it at all while I was watching stuff with Monica yesterday. So I was editing the audio, and I finished and scanned page 8 at 2:20, page 7 at 2:55, and then page 9 at 1:23. And then I passed the pages off to Monica at 5. And then I woke up at 6:30, so I got a total of like an hour and a half worth of sleep. We got up at 7. I set my video to compress, and then I went on to the main computer at 7:48. We ate breakfast. We watched a couple of things on YouTube, and then we split up at 8:30. I worked until 8:40. Everything is mostly ready except for the supplementary graphics, because Fuera is holding a screen, and then later Marie holds the screen. So I need to make those screens first. And so Monica got off at 10, and while she was resting, I drew a bunch of stuff for the 2 wallpapers for the Smack Jeeves version of Volume 7. So that's coming up. And then she told me to wake her up at 11. She got up at like 11:20 practically. So she made lunch. I went to the computer. I turned it on so we could watch something while we were eating. I ended up scanning the stuff that I did, and I printed it out in red so I can refine it later. And then we got off. I didn't see what time we got off. I know it had to be 12 something. We were watching this girl's stationary haul for like 15 minutes, I believe. I don't really remember. But yeah, we ended up taking a shower. So this is where I am right now. I'm recording audio. I need to load my video. I need to I wanted to work on the chapters 86 script, and I had the ability to technically, but I didn't have the creative ability to do it. Like, I was too tired to think of how to write the scene. So that was awful. I really could have, I'm mad I could have gotten that done. From this point forward up until next week, we absolutely have to do something every day to clean the house a little bit. And like, we're both kind of like mixed up on what exactly we feel like we should be working on right now. I know I'm gonna have to move some of the stuff out of the living room so we can close the tables and bring the couch back over there and whatnot. It's such a hassle. But it's best to do stuff like that, like towards the date, like maybe the day before or something. I don't want to be doing stuff last minute the day before. Other than that, we're pretty much good. There isn't anything I can think of. The only thing I can think of that we don't know how to deal with is cleaning the AC filter. We don't use the AC, so I don't know what they mean by that, and I'm not sure if it's getting dirty because we're not using it. So like, I'm really not sure. I feel like we should ask about that, because I have no idea. I really have no idea. It's we haven't cleaned it in like 3 years, so it's probably like really bad. Maybe we should put in a work order for that. I don't know. I'm gonna have to run that by Monica. Let's see what she says about it. Is there anything else that's on my mind? Anything else of significance that's worth bringing up? I saw the trailer, the new trailer for the new Sonic movie. They fixed his design. That's the least of my concerns. The movie still looks boring, and I don't want to watch it. I mean, it looks like such a popcorn flick. It doesn't look like something that's like, yeah, this is art. It doesn't feel artistic in any way to me. It just feels like, okay, whatever, something to watch. And it has all the qualities of something I wouldn't watch. So I don't really care about it. Is there anything else? Not that I can think of. I don't know if she's done with pages 7, 8, and 9. I just assumed that she was. I didn't ask her if she finished it, because like, I assumed that she wouldn't have gotten off if she hadn't been finished with it. So, and then later she has to go get groceries. So I don't know when she's gonna do that. I figure after she's done showering, or maybe she'll do it tomorrow. I'll have to ask her. Is there anything else that's on my mind? No, I guess that's virtually it. Alrighty then, that's all for today. I will see you in the next one. Alrighty, it is Wednesday, but I have to go back to Tuesday really quick. So I have to record audio. We crashed. Got up at 1:30 to eat lunch, and then we watched a bunch of YouTube. I worked on pages 4, 5, and 6 until 4 p.m. The artwork was completely done, but I was way too tired to put text on it. Walked around for 30 minutes, rested until 6:30, and then I went to work on the last 3 pages. I finished and scanned the drafts at 7:20, and then I got off at 7:30. Slept until 11:30. I got up sometime around 12 midnight, resumed the line arting. I finished and scanned page 11 at 12:46, but I was way too tired to finish one panel on both pages 10 and 12, so I stopped at 2. Went to bed, woke up at 7. I finished line arting those last 2 panels. As Monica made breakfast, we stopped to eat, and then I managed to scan the 2 pages by 7:49, but instead of going to assemble the pages, I ended up going off with Monica to pick up water at Northgate. The first place we went to was Target. They have all the Christmas stuff up. As far as I'm concerned, it's better organized than the bigger Targets out in Fullerton and Euclid. Those Christmas sections, it's kind of hard to tell, like, what is what's where, and what theme it's supposed to be, but they changed it for ours because ours is a much smaller Target, so they don't have a lot of the same items. But what items that they do have that are the same are really easy to organize, are much easier to understand what is supposed to be for what product. Like, for example, all the tiny ornaments are with all the tiny trees. There was, like, hardly anyone that was, like, much bigger ornaments for much bigger trees in different areas, and so on and so forth. The trees that the ornaments were designated to are right there in front of their ornaments. Because, like, some of the dressings for certain trees are much too big for certain smaller trees. I'm talking about those tiny trees, mostly because I own a tiny tree, and my tiny tree is tinier than the tiny trees that they sell there. I kind of wish that we had gotten a bigger tiny tree. That sounds dumb. Okay, so we hit Northgate. Monica wanted to see how much the guacamole was there. We had a really hard time finding it. Even then, I think the guacamole that we did find wasn't the guacamole that we were supposed to be getting. So yeah. So we got home sometime around like 9:30 after we got the water. Monica left for Albertsons at 9:33, and then I went back on and resumed assembling pages 10, 11, 12. I passed them off to her at 10:40, and then I took a break after she had gotten home. So she went straight to making burritos because she got all the stuff to make burritos. The guacamole that she ended up finding there had no cilantro in it, which was impossible at Northgate. So yeah, she made the burritos, but she forgot to put the lettuce in there. She forgot to shred the lettuce, and she also forgot to put my olives in mine. But the burrito was so jam packed. I don't think it would have been possible for her to do any of that. So yeah, we ate lunch, and then we crashed sometime around noon. I had just barely made choco roibos, and like we didn't get to drink it, but it was still hot because by the time I got up, it was 1:20, and it was like worse than lukewarm by that point. It kind of tasted gross. It only tastes good hot. It does not taste good any other way. So I went back on to finish and load pages 4, 5, and 6. I got them completed and loaded by 2:35, and then I started shading pages 7, 8, and 9, but I got tired at 2:41, so I had to go back on and do that. So right now I'm recording audio. The only other thing I need to do, as far as I know, Monica's still coloring in pages 10, 11, and 12. I'm probably going to be working on this stuff well until like Friday, which is always a bummer. But if I can get page 7, 8, and 9 done today, or at least tomorrow morning, I won't have to worry about it as much. I don't know. I need to proofread chapter 57. It's going up tomorrow. That's the chapter where Byron gives Fauna his tail, because it's an agility boost tail. Not that it helps her out or anything. Ugh. I feel like getting rid of it was only supposed to hinder him, really, not really much to help her. Ugh. Is there anything else that's going on? Nothing else I need to do. We need to be cleaning up. I don't know if she wants to go anywhere on Thursday. I kind of don't think so. We definitely need to move around the furniture. I need to start like moving things out of the living room and then reorganizing things in the closet to fit the things that aren't supposed to be in the living room. for example, my recording station, I put it over there expecting at some point I would be able to use it, but like it always happens, I never get a chance to. Mostly because I become so fixated in just getting through the pages that I just don't have the strength to do it. Is there anything else that's on my mind? I don't think I can think of. When we went out today to Northgate, the same thing happened to me that happened when we went to Target a few days ago, and that was I had a really hard time looking around. Half my vision felt blurry, and like it wasn't even a sunny day. It was actually cloudy, but like my eyes had a hard time like perceiving the light. Like it felt too severe. So like I don't know. By the time I got home, that's when my vision felt better, and I'm really getting worried about it. So I don't know. I'm pretty sure I have computer monitor vision or something. I don't know. I gotta look up what the symptoms for that are. Is there anything else that's on my mind? No, I can't think of anything else already then. That's all for today. I will see you in the next one. Alrighty, it is Thursday, but I have to go back to Wednesday really quick. So after record audio, Monica got off sometime around 5. I walked around for 30 minutes. I went back on at about like 5:50, and then I worked on some of the extras. Instead of working on the pages, I ended up getting off at 8. So I printed out all this stuff for the extras, mostly for the character design pages, and that's mostly it. I did resurrect a few things I stopped working on, like the new icon for volume 7, and I figure I'm going to keep this icon all the way till well into the end of the story. So yeah, went to bed, woke up at 4, and then I resumed coloring pages 7, 8, and 9. I completed pages 7 and 8. I kicked Monica out of bed at 6. We ate breakfast. I got off at 7:15. We rearranged the living room. We closed all the fold-out tables. I moved the bikes back into the corner where the tables were. And then we cleaned up some of the closets. I had to rearrange the closet so that way I could fit my recording station, as well as everything else that goes in the closet. And like we put up all the sketchbooks in the closet, and the closet has so many books that it's not even funny. I really need to get that fold out what is it called? That fold out bookshelf I saw on Target.com. I really need to get that thing. In the process of cleaning up the areas, we ended up tossing a bunch of stuff we didn't need anymore. Lots of the useless dirty items we were holding on to, as well as stuff we just didn't have a use for, like the boxes for the vacuum cleaner, as well as our computers. We walked around for 30 minutes afterward, and then we rested from 9 until 9:30. I went back on. I completed and loaded pages 7, 8, and 9. So all I have left is 10, 11, and 12. I stopped to eat lunch, and then we got off at 11:50. Walked around for another 30 minutes. Monica was making rice, and then we crashed when she was done, and we slept until 2. So from 2 to 2:30, I ended up sketching through all the stuff I printed out for the extras. And then I went back on the computer and worked until 4. So I have one page that's completely shaded, and that's virtually it. I did make some distance in one of the other pages, but there still is page 12 I haven't touched. So all I know is that I did one of the pages. I didn't see which page, if it was like 11 or 10. And then I started working on the other one. I don't know. I have to go back on later and finish them. I don't know if I can get it done tonight. I got off at 4, so I'm thinking about going on sometime between like 6 or 7 or maybe 8. I don't know when I want to go back on, but I slept most of the day away, so I still feel very energized. Is there anything else I can possibly bring up that's important? So we keep talking about where we want to go for the inspection day on Tuesday. We're thinking about going to the village. We're talking about some of the things we want to see in the area. I don't know if what we're going to buy at Staples, because I know I want to use the $10 off coupon that I got. I have to buy something at about $20 or over $20 so I can get $10 off of it. I don't know what I want to get though. I'm thinking about getting another set of Statla liners, but I just bought some Micron ones. It's so hard to say if that's what I want to do though. Monica wants to get Statla Noriko pencils, but like I haven't had a need for those pencils in a long time. I used to use those pencils exclusively to draw Live NPC. So yeah, I don't know if I want to get those. Other than that, I mostly just want to see the stores that we haven't seen in a while. I'm kind of hoping that there's a wider Christmas selection at the Mega Target they have there, as well as the Mega Walmart, because that's what those two stores are. They're like huge Mega Targets and Walmarts. I can usually tell because they sell specific items that you can't get at the smaller ones, the regular ones that are in neighborhood areas. Is there anything else that's on my mind? Okay, so I have a few things I need on line art this weekend. I have the wallpaper for Fuyar and the wallpaper for Fauna. And then I have over here printed out a draft for the one of the panels in what page was it? I think it's page 3. I'm not really sure. For the next chapter coming up, I need to also draft through that. Is there anything else I can possibly think of that's important to bring up? No, not really. Other than that, Monday we're doing laundry in the morning, and then afternoon we're getting rid of the recycling, and then we're picking up more water. So that's all we had planned next week. And then I think the debate happens, the inspection happens, and then we have to pay the AT&T bill as well as the utility bill. So that's as much as I can think of that's important. Alrighty then, that's all for today. I will see you in the next one. Okay, so it is Friday, but I have to go back to Thursday really quick. So after I record audio, Monica got off at 4:30. We walked around for 30 minutes. I rested until 8. Went back on to work on pages 10, 11, and 12. I colored until 9:20. At the time that I had got on, people were talking about how the next Volks News magazine was coming up, and that Volks was planning on posting some new product information in like a couple of hours. So at exactly like 12 midnight, it was going up. And like, I was too tired to stay up and anticipate it with the rest of the forum over which doll it was going to be that was announced. Specifically, it was the next Dolphy Dream. Everyone was speculating that it was either going to be a new product or if it's going to be one of the re-release products. And someone had pointed out that the characters that they used were new product in Japanese. So they figured it wasn't going to be a re-release, since a re-release is technically not a new product. But I guess in this case it didn't really matter because it turned out to be a re-release of Kanzanki Ranko from Idolmaster. And everybody was surprised that she was getting re-released again. So she's coming out with Arl. I'm a little bit disappointed. I was expecting something a little bit relevant to what's going on right now. Like, for example, maybe like Ishtar or like Enkidu or something. They could get away with making one of those characters, but like, I guess they would have to get that prepped in advance. But they're already doing FGO characters for the pre-order project, so I guess not. I also was half expecting that it was going to be Sailor Jupiter by herself, and then eventually they would come out with Sailor Venus, but like, that's not what happened. So I guess we're not getting Jupiter and Venus this year. We've already reached the end of all the Dolphy Dreams we can get within the year. So overall, this year was a pretty big bust as far as what dolls are coming out. So yeah. Went to bed, woke up at 4, got up at 5. And that's around the point in which I found out it was Ranko. I went to finish working on pages 10, 11, and 12. I finished the artwork for page 11. I still had to do 10 and 12. Then Monica got up at 6. And then we ate breakfast while watching the first like 30 minutes of Sword and Shield. Because the game is out now. And like, what I really like about it so far is how your rival Hop is acting like he's the main character and you're a minor character in his story, which is kind of funny because like it's always been like the opposite in some of these games where like the character like who's your rival doesn't seem to think of you as being secondary. They think of you as being primary, which is kind of a weird thing. And so I like that for him it's the reverse, where he's only thinking of himself. He's not quite thinking about you. And I feel like this might be different if you are playing as a girl as opposed to playing as a boy. The person we're watching is Super Voltsy, so like he's playing as a boy. But like if you're playing as a girl, I can see how as a girl it would make sense why he would count you out because you're female and you know blah 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 sexism. And like, but for the other boy, it feels like I don't know how to explain it. I kind of feel like it feels fitting, and you are technically fitting into the role of a minor character instead of a major character because you're just doing things at your own pace. Of course, you're outpacing him, but like in the end, you're doing things at your own pace, not at his. And he's just scrambling around trying to be better than you. So yeah, other than that, I already looked at all the May evolutions. So far, Voltsy doesn't really know what specific Pokemon evolve into. Like, for example, Rickety evolves eventually into Corviknight at some point. It's a 3 evolution Pokemon. He doesn't know that yet. He's so curious about it. It's sad and it's cute. I think it's also interesting. I already looked ahead that Milo, I think it's a YouTuber Milo, ended up posting up like a lot of the outfits you can get so far in the game, where he is or he or she is in the game, and it seems that you can wear all of the other like gym type uniforms. That's pretty cool. I actually really like that. So we got off at 7. We decided to walk down to the plaza and look for change. We found a total of 9 pennies, and then we found, what was it, 8 pennies? I can't remember if it was 8 or 9 pennies. I think it was 8 pennies and then a dime. I didn't find anything else. So the first place we went to was Target. We wandered around. We smelled all the candles. That was fun. This is the first time I didn't have any vision issues with the whole entire day. I was perfectly good. I noticed that immediately when we stepped out that I wasn't having trouble. Like, my eyes weren't having trouble grasping the light, especially inside the store. I was okay. So then we went to Ross, wandered around. We ended up getting new placemats because we finally just threw out the placemats that we bought when we first moved here. They were they're very ugly and just, they're dirty. But the issue is that you can't like easily clean placemats because they have batting in the inside, and it's really hard to clean them. So we just ended up tossing them. And then we ended up getting bamboo placement mats at Ross. They had a lot of new books, a lot of really nice trendy planners, but I just wasn't in the mood to buy a planner for this year because I already have a planner, though I'm not really using my planners avidly at the moment. So then what else did we get? I tried to entice Monica to get this really nice gilded wrapping paper, but she didn't feel like she was in the mood to buy it. It was really, really like opulent for wrapping paper. And then we went to 99-cent store, and they had lots of basic wrapping paper, and so she wasn't really that excited about getting any wrapping paper there either. And then we went back to Target, and we got some food for laundry day. So that covered that. Then we went home. We got back at what time was it when we got back? It was like 9:50. I went back on to finish the pages at 10. We stopped to eat lunch, and we watched a bit more of Sword and Shield. Okay, so as far as my work goes, the pages are ready. All the art is ready. I just need to do the text, and once the text is done, I can load it. So that's gonna happen. I just haven't done it yet because I stopped to eat. In the next 30 minutes of Sword and Shield, we got to meet the professor. So far, what can I say about her and her daughter? I don't know if I like them like low-key shipping Leon and Sonia. I kind of feel like it's I don't really feel like it's necessary, but I can totally see them doing that because like they used to be rivals with each other. Other than that, I feel like there are parts where the storyline feels a bit wonky with how it's moving. It just blips from day to day. I feel like so far like 2 days have gone by, and it barely like 60 minutes of the game has gone by because like once Leon came home, then it was the following day, and then once you met the professor, and then you fought, and you got your special wishing stars. Then it was the next day again. I don't know if there was any other days in between that. I don't really think so. The boys were passed out in the I remember the word they used for that. There's a specific word they used for that. The little side area next to your house. They passed out over there when they were trying to fight the legendary. Yeah, I think all that happened within one day. I don't think it happened on different days. Okay, so we ended up stopping at sometime around like 12-11, and we just took a shower. So this is what's happening. We need to clean out the refrigerator. It hasn't been cleaned up yet. There's also some spots around the walls and whatnot that have to be washed. I figure if I don't get to them today, I have to get to them tomorrow. The living room is prepped for the couch, but we haven't moved the couch yet, and I think we both agree we would rather wait until like Sunday to do that when the couch is no longer necessary, because like we like having it in this room, so most likely we'll hold off on moving it. What else is there? I really can't think of anything else. The calendar just fell off the wall. I have to mount it back to the wall again. Is there anything else? No, I really can't think of anything else that needs to be done. So once I'm done with pages 10, 11, and 12, I want to get that done before tonight. I'm going to spend whatever time I have left over on finishing the script or making some ground in the script for chapter 86. I'm not really sure what's gonna happen, but like I hope that I can get that done before by Saturday, and then on Saturday I have to start pages 1, 2, and 3 of chapter 85. So that's gotta happen. I spent some of the afternoon fiddling with the reschedule, so I'm going to reschedule chapter 71 to come out 2 weeks into January. So the series will be on a 5-week break, and then I don't know if I should continue keeping it a 3-week break from that point forward. I feel like it makes sense to just keep it, a 3-week break. So yeah, I don't know. Is there anything else I could possibly think of? I'm hoping I won't need another long break, but I figure because we're going in from one year to the next year, I don't know. I don't really know what the volume 8 extras are gonna look like at the moment. I haven't actually had a chance to stop and all I know is that there's Philippe, Simon, and Fouillard's, I think maybe Loris too. They're all gonna show up. I think all their extras are gonna show up during that time. I don't really know. So yeah. What else is there? I can't think of anything else. I'm almost done with Fauna's. Just getting all the pictures for Fauna's. I have 2 pictures I need a line art for hers, and I need some time to just focus on it. And I have about between November and December. I have the entire last week of November, and then I have the first week of December, and then I think 3 days or 4 days. I think it's 3 days into the next week after that. So it's gonna be a 17-day break, I think. I guess that's the best way to describe it. Is there anything else that I need to talk about, to mention? No, nothing else is coming to mind. Really looking forward to going to the village. Still haven't talked about what exactly we're gonna do when we get there. We've mostly been worried about what we're gonna eat when we come home. Same thing for the same day, the day before when we go to do laundry. So all the food that we are planning on eating during that day has already been bought. So we're mostly just trying to eat through the supplies that we already have. So, for example, we've had burritos for the last 3 days because we have all the ingredients for burritos. And so far, I think we're out of sour cream and avocado, or maybe just avocado. I can't remember. So all we're left with is just a couple of tortillas and mostly just cheese. So I don't know if we still have beans. I'm not sure if Monica wants to eat those during lunch, if we have any of those left. I need to ask her if it's the avocado and the beans or the avocado and the sour cream that's we run out. I don't know. All I know is that the burrito thing was supposed to be what we ate for Thanksgiving, so I feel like we just had Thanksgiving earlier. I don't know what she wants to do for the rest of the end of November. Is there anything else that's on my mind? So in total, we have 14 cents that I have collected. I had 5 cents I was originally started with, and then we came back with about 8 to 9 cents, and now we have 14 cents. So what I need to do is I need to clean one of the pennies because it has some type of sticky surface to it. I had to peel it from the street when I found it. So I can see that stickiness making it hard for it to go into the automated service later. So that's why I really need to clean it. Other than that, I'm probably not going to spend it this month. I'm probably going to spend it if I don't end up spending it in December, I'm probably going to spend it in January. But usually when we have trouble making ends meet at the end of the month, we typically usually put money towards automated service to make the final amount cheaper. I don't know if she's going to want to do that. But since we're going to go and do recycling on Monday, I figure whatever money we have left over from recycling is going to go into the change, if it is change. So yeah. Other than that, we haven't really talked about what else we want to be doing for the rest of this week. I'm looking forward to hauling ass on all the extras that are not done yet. That's mostly what I'm looking forward to. I have, out of all the extras that can be completed, the easiest ones, where's that list? I have a list of them. Yeah, here it is. The easiest ones to complete are the second extra for chapter 61, the second extra for chapter 63, the second extra for chapter 64, and then both extras for chapter 66. So I need time to work on these, especially the comics. One set of comics, I have to sit down and color it. Actually, I have like 2 of those. All I have to do is just sit down and color it, just so it's done, and then I can move on to the next thing. But other than that, I don't have time. I also need to make, for the current set of extras that are going up in the queue right now, I need to make the schedule list saying that we're taking a 5-week break. So it's that we're skipping like 5 weeks. We'll be back in the middle of January so it'll be like, yeah, the 16th. Okay, yeah, we're coming back on the 16th. Wow, I was right. I didn't expect to be right. I need to change all the dates on the actual planner pages because they're all wrong now. So I need to erase from the top here and then just replace the certain numbers here and there. Other than that, I'm just doing this because I don't think that the series will be ready. I don't think volume 7 will be ready in just like a couple of weeks. Cause like I said, I have like 17 days. I have 17 days to complete pages. I have 17 days to complete 20 individual pages worth of extras, and I don't think I can get them all done in that just little amount of time, especially some things are going to need to be written out, and I also have to do wallpapers as well as a new icon. So that's a lot of stuff to do, and that's just a small frame of time to do it in. Especially because afterward I have a guesstimation of like the very last week of the month. Actually, no, even then, for that last week of the month, I was originally scheduled for it to go up, and that wouldn't have been enough time. It really wouldn't, especially because I have to do 4 chapters within the month of December. It's either do less chapters or do less extras or to get more vacation time. So yeah, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take 2 extra weeks after I'm done cramming in all the chapters for December. I'm going to stop at 89. I'm going to take off the first week of January and then the second week of January. And that'll make it a 5-week break. So I'm going to move when I do chapter 90, 91, 92, 93, and 94. I'm going to push them down to all the way to the end of the month. So there won't be a break at the end of the month. They'll just be chapters because I'm taking the end of the month break early. And then I have to figure myself out for February because I don't have any ideas of what I want to do about that at the moment. I'm a little stuck. All I know is that I have to change the time frame between, because I didn't get enough time to work on volume 7. In fact, October was a total shit show. Oh my god, I feel like I had such a hard time getting through October, and like it hasn't been as easy doing November because like the first two chapters of this month didn't get done on time fast enough because stuff kept coming up, and stuff is coming up next week too, the inspection. So I don't know. I'm really mad that I wasn't able to get through these chapters fast enough. So yeah. And I haven't, even though I've been putting more effort into working on the extras, nothing's ready. So, I mean, the closest thing that's ready is like I got 1 asset for Byron done, and then Marie's stuff is half done. It's just mostly sitting around until I have free time again, which makes me really mad. So yeah. So that just leaves me with completing chapter 84 for this week, 85 for next week, and then I'm gonna be just hauling all this ass. My birthday's on the 7th, so I haven't planned anything yet. Not really. We'll have to figure something out. Maybe I might get like I'm tired of getting lemon meringue pie every year, so this year I'm probably gonna get something else. I don't know. Is there anything else that's on my mind? No, I think I made this file long enough. Oh god, I have to edit this down. Alrighty then, that's all for today. I will see you in the next one. Alrighty, it is Saturday, but I have to go back to Friday really quick. So after I record audio, I crashed. Woke up at 3. I worked on the pages while we were watching more Pokemon Sword and Shield Let's Plays. I stopped at around 4, rested until 6:40, and then went back on and finished and loaded the chapter. I tried to work on the script, but I was just too damn tired, and I got off at 8. I woke up at 12 midnight, but I didn't really want to get up, so I just try to force myself to go back to sleep, and I had a really hard time falling back asleep. Woke up at 6:30, got out of bed at 6:44, and then I tried to work on the script, but in order to work on the script, I need to listen through the notes that I took. But I ended up playing music instead. So I started working on the art for the extras in the next 3 pages of the next chapter. Then right before we ate breakfast, I started my period. So I had to take a painkiller. And then we got off sometime around 8. We didn't end up watching Pokemon Sword and Shield Let's Plays for breakfast. We ended up watching recreations of old historical dresses and whatnot. So yeah, got off at 8, walked around for 30 minutes. My painkiller was taking forever to kick in, and I felt like shit, so I ended up spending most of the day just laying in bed because I was in that much pain. So Monica did some cleaning around the house. We rested together until 10:40. I went back on to work on pages 1, 2, and 3. So I stopped to eat lunch. We watched Pokemon Sword and Shield again, and then we ended up getting off sometime around 12:42. By this point, we've already conquered the first gym, so the player, so Hero Voltzy is who we're watching, and he's going towards the water gym now. I don't really have much of an opinion about the game at the moment. Just that I'm surprised by the number of Pokemon that actually are in the game, despite the fact that people are mad that not every single damn one of them were in the game. But it's not really bothering me. I'm not really a completionist. So yeah. In the meanwhile, so we crashed again sometime around 1, slept until 3:30, and then we walked around. Well, actually, no, we didn't walk around. We slept until 3:30, and then we went back on at 4. So I realized when I was on just now, I completely forgot to record. So I'm recording now. That's what I need to do. I need to set up and I need to print out pages 1, 2, and 3. I also need to start line arting, and I need to have it assembled in the morning, at least by 10 or 11 tonight. I'm not really sure when I'm going to have it done because I did some sleeping already, so I'm most likely going to stay up all night. So I'm working on that right now, even though it's not quite 6 yet. I usually try to switch objectives by 6. So far, it's only 4, I think. So, or maybe it's almost 5 by this point. I don't know what to consider 4 or 4:35. I don't know. So, this is what's coming up. So Sunday is the last day we're gonna have completely to devote to the house. So we're gonna move things like the couch and whatnot. Monday, we're doing so much on Monday. It's I have to expect not to get anything done for the pages by that time. So we need to do laundry. We need to take a shower early because we can't do it tomorrow. The inspection is tomorrow. We need to go to the recycling center. We need to pick up more water. I need to edit the audio because Sunday is the last audio recording for this week. I need to make some time, whether we're at the laundromat or whatever, to work on the script for chapter 86 because I'm so perplexed about what to do with that at the moment, and it's mostly because of my period that I haven't had any. By the time I actually had free time, I had no brain power to work on it. So I'm hoping by then I'll be a little bit more clear about what I want to do with it. So far, I'm already through the worst part of my period, so I hope I'll be able to do this. And I don't think I should be bleeding as heavily by Tuesday when we go to the village. So Monica made an ultimatum with me. She said that she only wants to go to the village and main place and faraway places like those locations only on bus, not by bike. Because she's sick and tired of having to bike down to those locations because it takes over an hour to get there. An hour and a half, and it's exhausting. So I kind of agree because by the time that we get there, we usually don't have the energy to enjoy ourselves. So I don't blame her for not wanting to bike down there. I don't know if we're gonna go to the main place this Christmas. I think we will. I can't see a reason why we wouldn't. And we occasionally keep going back to Mother's Market to see if they've updated their selection of Numi teas. Because we used to get Honeybush there, and they haven't been carrying it. They haven't been carrying it like all damn year. I don't remember the last time we saw honeybush. I really don't. There's also the green rooibos. It's basically honeybush, but with rooibos. And honeybush and rooibos are practically siblings, and their names are similar because rooibos is that language for red bush. So red bush and honeybush are their siblings. And it tastes really good together. And like we haven't seen that in a long time. It's probably just been discontinued. They recently been carrying at Vaughn's the lemon chamomile. I really want to try, but we still have chamomile for a different brand that we haven't finished yet. So it's a dilemma. I really don't know if we're gonna be checking it out, especially the sprouts at the village. I don't know if she wants to go do that when we get there, because we don't have to go, but like we usually go get mochi there and we eat that for dessert when we're out there. Is there anything else that's on my mind? I'm trying to think of what I want to get from Staples, because I still have that $20 coupon that allows me to take off $10. And the only thing I can think of is getting the Statelas, and I don't really want to get them, even though I do need them. I've already replaced most of my my pens, so I don't really feel like I need to get a whole new set of Statelas. So I'm thinking Monica wants to get Noriko pencils. I still don't know if I want to invest in that though, 'cause I don't really use, expensive pencils anymore. Available at the Target dollar section. I don't know. Is there anything else that's on my mind? No, I guess that's virtually it. Alrighty then. That's all for today. I will see you in the next one. Alrighty then, it is Sunday, but I have to go back to Saturday really quick. So after I recorded audio, I worked on the drafts. I scanned them, I printed them out, and I ended up taking a break at like 5:30. We ate dinner. We rested until 7. I was hoping to go on at 8, but that's not what happened. I went to the bathroom and I experienced some really weird mental health issue. I have had involuntary drooling. I don't know how to explain it. I had trouble communicating with Monica. I had trouble moving my jaw, and like we were concerned. It took like hours for me to power through speaking. I really wanted to speak, so I powered through it. I don't know. I don't have any terminology for it. First, we tried to go on at 8, but like I didn't have my my bearings, so I ended up trying to sleep. Monica ended up telling me some stories that she ended up thinking of on her spare time, and then we ended up going on at 9:13, and I was okay to go on and line art and assemble the pages. So I ended up finishing page 3. And I gave it to her, but she ended up not coloring it in. So that was a waste of time. So at 10 p.m. we got off, and I had a shit time falling asleep. But when I actually fell asleep, I had a weird dream. I ended up waking up at 1:30. And I resumed working on the line art for pages 1 and 2. I scanned page 2 at 2:12, and then page 1 at 3, and I assembled the pages. I ended up keeping page 2 and 3, so I retrieved page 3 from her, and then I gave her page 1. So I ended up getting off at like 3:30. We woke up at 6. I don't know if I got any sleep between 3:30 and 6, honestly. We ended up eating breakfast, and we ended up watching more Sword and Shield. The guy who we're following, he is already done with Sword, and now he's on Shield. I'm like, we're only on episode 9 of his uploads. After breakfast, we ended up going to the Anaheim Global Hospital, and we invested like 4 hours. I don't know, because like we ended up getting home at like 11:42, and they couldn't find anything wrong with me. They chalked it up to insomnia and not getting enough sleep and confusion, and like I don't know. But my CAT scan turned out negative, so I don't know. I'm disappointed. I was expecting it to find something that we could, like, you know, take actionable measures to cure, and like it's okay, sleep. The only thing she could prescribe is sleep. And this is the last chapter for November, so we're gonna be on a 17-day vacation. So I will be able to sleep. It's just, I'm frustrated from this. I resumed working on the pages. I was coloring in pages 2 and 3. We stopped to eat lunch. We watched more Pokemon Sword, and we got off at 1 p.m. We didn't do much coloring. We slept, at least I slept until 2:30. Monica was too nervous to sleep. And I resumed work on the pages at 2:30. I completed page 3. In the process, I realized that I damaged the master for page 12. I ended up saving it with an error, so I had to retrieve somewhat of a copy of it from the Tumblr, and it's smaller. It's not the exact size. I don't know what to do to make it the exact size. I tried. Okay. So yeah, I ended up getting off at 4. Monica passed me back page 1. Page 2 is almost done. All I need to do is the Warren's message to Loris, and I need to type that out. If it wasn't obvious, my speech ability isn't as confident as it was before last night, which is frustrating because normally I'm articulate. It's just ugh. I'm hoping that this is good. This will go away in a few days, as long as I get sleep. So right now, Monica needs to vacuum for the inspection on Tuesday, and we only have one day to prep the apartment, but we have all sorts of things we need to do tomorrow. And right now, I want to sketch through pages 4, 5, and 6. I brought them with me to the clinic, but I didn't have any time to work on it because they were servicing me rather quickly. This is a struggle. Okay, so this is the last audio recording for this week. I need to unload the phone. I am not looking forward to hearing back this audio. I need to compress the video tomorrow. So I don't know if Monica's gonna let me stay up, because like, as far as she's concerned, staying up is what caused this. But I don't know. It doesn't seem plausible to me. I don't know. Alrighty then, that's all for today. I will see you in the next one.